So after Dragon's been installed, you have to teach it how you speak, so it can learn your accents, the way you speak, how you pronounce words. So this segment would be entitled How to Train Your Dragon. You double click on Dragon Medical 10.0 and it will pull up here the Dragon bar, and may give you a little did you know. Now actually what it would normally show you is something that looks like this to start off with, because you have to create a new user. Now I already have a user profile. I'm going to create a new one to walk you through exactly how that would work. So this is the first thing you would see when you start up Dragon. So you would type in your name, you'd pick a language, what kind of accent you have, Australian, British, Southern US, Asian, where you are getting the dictation source from. If you have a speech mic handheld, you would select that from this. It would be like a USB microphone. In this case, I am actually using a microphone plugged in to the mic and jack. And then vocabulary. You can go to very specific types of medical. You can do OB, things like that. If nothing else, you can always go general medical. Initial training can be none. I really do not recommend this because they're going to be very frustrated with the fact that Dragon is not recognizing a lot of the words they say. This is a really big help when it comes to learning the words they say. Short is what is normally used. That's the default, and that's a recommended setting. If they have a speech impediment, if they tend to stutter or slur their words, special might be better off if they find that short doesn't get what they need. So once you've selected short, you click next, and it's going to create the user files. This takes a little bit of time, so I'm going to go ahead and pause it real quick. That took about 20 seconds. Now it's asking that it has found more than one sound system, so it wants to know which one I'm going to use. If you have a handheld mic, you'll see this quite often. Make sure you choose the appropriate mic. A lot of facilities use the Philips speech mic, so you'd make sure that's selected. Click next. It tells you how to position your microphone. And when you do these next steps, you need to do them exactly as if you're going to be dictating for real. So have them hold the microphone where it needs to be, etc. The first part is it's going to listen to me talk and listen to my volume. And it doesn't necessarily need the whole paragraph to be read. And sometimes it needs you to read more than the paragraph. So you just read until it beeps. In this step, the computer listens to the sound of your voice and adjusts the volume setting of your microphone. When the computer is finished adjusting the volume, it beeps a signal that the process is complete. If you reach the end of this text but you've not heard a beep, start reading the text again from the beginning. You should only have to read for about 10 to 15 seconds. In this step, the computer listens to and there it says it's finished. I click next. I do this again, but this time it wants to check the quality of my microphone and the background noise. I'm near a computer and I've got a fan running, things like that. So again, this is best done if you're doing it in a location where you're actually going to be reading. In this step, the computer checks the audio input from your sound system. Having high quality audio input is very important for good speech recognition. Poor audio input will make it difficult or impossible for the program to recognize your speech accurately. When the computer is finished checking the audio quality, and there you can see the speech noise ratio as well as the fact the audio quality check had passed. Okay, so the next part is to hit next again, and now this is where you're just going to simply read. So I'm going to show you the first part of it, and then I'll explain the second part, and I won't make you sit through all that. So I'm going to click on go, and I'm simply going to read what it has here, and when I read it and it recognizes it, it will change the color of that text. Welcome to General Training. Training is about to begin. Okay, now what it does is it pulls open several things that you can read. I highly recommend they choose one of the bottom three that has medical terminology, because that's what the kind of words it's going to listen to. The fact this has a medical dictionary in it means it's very good at a lot of the Latin words and things like that, so it's really good about understanding medical terminology. I'll show you the first couple screens of this, and then this is actually on. Let me turn this off. So I'll choose this. For this training, we would like you to read aloud for a few minutes while the computer listens to you and learns how you speak. When you have finished reading, we will make some adjustments, and then you'll be able to talk to your computer and see the words appear on your screen. And this is, you would continue on like this. I'm going to go ahead and pause it so you don't sit through all this. Okay, so that took about 4 minutes, and now I have a congratulations message that I finished training. So now it's going to spend a few minutes setting up my user files. And this doesn't take terribly long. And the last step this wants to do is it wants to go through my emails and my Word documents. And the reason it does that is that Dragon has found that a lot of times we tend to write and speak similarly. So if it learns more about your writing style, it gets a good idea as to how you speak as well. So once this finishes, it's been about 25 seconds so far, it will then ask me if it's okay to go into my email as well as into my Word documents. So I'm just going to pause this for just a second. Okay, that took a little over 2 minutes, and now, as I said, it's wanting to check my email as well as my documents. So I'm going to go ahead and start. It says it takes between 5 and 30 minutes. It really doesn't, but I'm going to pause it and I'll be back when it's done. And that took just about 4 minutes. So now it says it's done, so I'm going to hit next. You have the option of running accuracy tuning at certain times. I usually don't set that, and I usually don't collect data for future versions of the product. Next, and then you're done. You can begin the tutorial. You can see what's new in version 10, or you can just go ahead and start dictating. I usually say begin dictating and hit finish. And it gives me this little message about some disabling of some natural language commands. And I'll go ahead and hit OK. And as we get a tip, and that is how to train Dragon Medical Speaking.